Students, today we are going to learn our uh, course for learning and teaching, that is understanding learning, our first unit, and in that unit sub-unit is brain based learning. Students, up till now we have been learning, we know what is learning, but according to the many learning theories, I have put here what is learning according to the many learning theorism, we can say approaches. First learning theory is behaviorism. That is, according to the behaviorism, learning means training, stimulus, response relation among aiming at positive permanent change in behavior. Then comes humanism. Humanism focuses on the individual development of the students by inculcating virtues and values in the student. Then comes cognitivism. Cognitivism gives most importance to the mental processes. They say that strengthening mental processes means learning. Then comes very important, we all of know that constructivism. Constructivism says, what is learning? According to constructivism, learning means constructing own knowledge. Constructivism focuses on how individual construct his or her own knowledge by using his or her previous knowledge and current learning experiences. Up till this is okay, we know all these things. But one question arises, this knowledge construction, where this occurs, what is the place in our human body, what is the place where this knowledge construction takes place or occurs? When educationists ponder on this question, they lead to the neuroscience. Students, neuroscience is a branch of medical science. It studies about the nervous system, but they study according to their medical perspective. But we are going to be teachers. We study those things, we only take those things from the neuroscience which help us to understand learning. Students, look here. Learning according to the neuroscience, that information processing occurs in central nervous system with the help of peripheral nervous system, and long-term memory is formed and stored in the form of schema. The neuroscience after 1960, with their so many researches, they focus on how human brain processes information. Students, we have two types of nervous system, that is, one central nervous system and another is peripheral nervous system. In central nervous system, there is a brain and spinal cord, and in peripheral nervous system, there are all our sense organs. Look here in this diagram, it is seen the brain and spinal cord are the central nervous system, and peripheral nervous system all our sense organs and all the nerves in our body. How they work? Our sense organs, what they do, they collect the inputs from the external world, and all those inputs, all those data, they may be in the form of visuals, they may be in the form of audio, whatever it may be, they carries all these inputs to the central nervous system, it means to the brain through the spinal cord. And in our brain, all those inputs are processed on various levels, and knowledge is constructed. That is called as brain based learning. In our previous slide, we have seen that information processing occurs in central nervous system with the help of peripheral nervous system, and long term memory is formed and stored in the form of schema. That is called as brain based learning. Students, now here are some points which we should understand, that learning according to the neuroscience. Just we have seen that in neuroscience what they say, information processing is learning, and in this information processing what happens? Then production of neurons means learning. Students, our whole body is formed by the cells. But cells in our brain are called as neurons. So, student, production of new neurons helps learning. So, that is learning. Then, formation of synapses. Synapse means a connection, a junction between two neurons. When one neuron is connected to another neuron, that junction, that connection is called as synapses. Though when synapses are created, formed, then only learning occurs. So, formation of synapses is called as learning. Then formation of neural networks. Many more synapses create neural networks. It means one neural network for one concept, another neural network for another concept. There are so many neural networks in our brain because we learn many concepts and many things, and these neural synapses and neural networks are formed with the help of the learning experiences. More the learning experiences, more the synapses. More the learning experiences, more the neural networks. And then between and among these neural networks, the neural pathways are created. It means they connect one neural network to another neural network. So, formation of neural pathways also means learning. Then, formation of schema. All these new neural networks are stored in our brain in the form of schema and in the form of long-term memory. Students, learning according to the neuroscience means production of neurons, formation of synapses, formation of neural pathways, formation of neural networks, and formation of schema. Students, we are going to be teachers, so we must know how our brain process all the inputs and how learning occurs. So, look here. This is the schema, this is the synapses formation. Just we have saw that synapse formation means learning. Synapses are very important in learning. Without synapse formation, learning can't be happened. Look here, here are two neurons, one neuron and another neuron. Students, this pen, these are the dendrites, and this long fiber-like protrude is called as an axon. These small dendrites are, they collect the information in the cell, and this axon carries the information from one cell to another cell. When this cell is connected to this neuron, these synapses are created. So, creation of synapses means learning. Look, students, neural network. After the creation of many synapses, neural networks are created. So, dense the neural network, more the learning. So, for more synapses, for more neural networks, for dense neural network, we have to give more learning experiences. With the more learning experiences, we can have neural network, that is dense neural network, which shows that learning happened. This is neural network. So students, look here, newborn baby has very few experiences. So its neural network is not that much dense. It 3-month baby has somewhat the learning experiences. So its neural network is somewhat dense. A 24 months baby has more neural networks because he or she has more experiences. In this way, more neural network, more dense neural network means more learning. So, then we can come to the conclusion that brain-based learning should be according to the brain's characteristics, brain's memory phases, principles of brain's learning process, brain's functions and needs of the brain. Because students, learning occurs in our brain. Brain is the only place where learning occurs. So, we have to consider brain structure, its function, its needs, its characteristics. Then only we can help the students for more meaningful learning and more learning. Without that, we cannot help the students. So, though we are going to be teachers, we should know about these things, how brain learns, how information processing is going on in the brain, and what are the characteristics and functions and needs of the brain. So, we can align our learning, our teaching learning process, our education system to the brain's learning process mechanism. Students, so here comes the definition or the recognition of the brain's codes for meaningful learning and adjusting the teaching process in relation of these codes is called as brain-based learning, and applying principles derived from the neuroscience to learning process to make it more meaningful and more fruitful. So, as a teacher, we should know about the brain's learning process, about its principles, about its characteristics, about its needs, and about its functions. So, we can align our teaching learning process to the students' real learning process. So, students, as a teacher, we should know all these things, and all this is brain-based learning. Thank you, students.